It has been a long time. I don't even recognize YouTube anymore. I don't know where my inbox is. I don't know how to check my messages. I don't know how to do anything. I'm not even sure if I'll be able to figure out how to upload this video. Sadly, my headset, that iconic headset of mine, has died, and so I'm searching now for a new headset. Can't find anything quite like it. I even found the Japanese website for the company where I bought it from originally when I lived over there, and they've discontinued it. So my little headset, poor thing, I'm not even sure where it is. I think it's in a box right now. It will be laid to rest. And so we have to put up with this less than optimum arrangement. Over the past few months here, I'm still in Salt Lake City. You might recognize the background. Sort of, now I have clothes too, just to add to the ambiance. And yeah, normal person job, and being a young guy with a lot of dreams and goals for not only himself but the rest of the world, real life sucks. It fucking blows. And I curse so much that I won't say who I'm working for because I'll get in trouble, because they're just like very prim-and-paired types of people. Yeah, that's another one of those. It was kind of the same when I worked for the law firm. You watch my videos, it gets suddenly very sober and then it gets all wordy again. But anyway, I'm hanging in there. I hope all of you are. I think of you all on a regular basis, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Many of you I only know as screen names and text names, but community is where it's at. The capitalism thing, the go out there and conquer the world sort of a thing, get the best job, all that. I've talked about that kind of stuff before. You know where I stand on all that crap. And if you don't, I think you could guess. But hang in there, guys. I don't know what your life is like, but and mine certainly isn't as bad as what it could be. I'm making money. I'm paying my rent, and now I can get my teeth cleaned. And I could die too, and have that paid for, because it's costly to die these days as well. But anyway, over the past couple years, I've been putting together what I thought was going to turn out to be a book, but it really just turned out to be a very lengthy article. It's about 15 pages, single-spaced. I split it into 2 columns to kind of format it like something I had formatted in college that was published in a small university journal. But it follows that kind of format. I don't have formal citation, because formal citation methods can kiss my ass. It's the 21st century. I put hyperlinks in. If you want to check my books and my homework, you just click the link and fuck off. If you want me to put the comma in the right place and have it underlined or italicized or parenthetic, fuck you. Anyway, but it is a factually based article. It's not just a rant. It's not just a soapbox, as so much is, especially on this topic. I'm writing about moneyless societies. It's a subject that is important to me because I'm pissed off at the world. I'm pissed off at the fact that you and I have to go to work every day. I'm pissed off that we have to kiss ass to get raises. I'm pissed off that once you really understand how the market works, you find out that not even the Ron Paul people, you catching this? Not even the Ron Paul people really get it. The major contribution that I'm going to be making to the literature of the moneyless economy is the idea that market demand does not equal actual demand. And in the article, I present a number of different arguments against money, but the one that I'm most proud of is the fact that when you are in a market situation, capital is managed by, I mean, capital meaning the means to production is managed by where the money is. So, and as I put out in the article, if you have a society of 100 people, one of them has $1 million, the other 99 have $100, the capital is going to be hijacked by that one individual to fulfill not only their basic needs, but any vain desires they may have, whether it's going to be private jets or, multiple cars or fancy hotels. And what does that mean for the rest of us? It means that we run the hotels and we run the jets for them. We do maintenance on the jets if we're lucky. If we're lucky. If we're not lucky, then we work in the kinds of factory situations that cater to the rest of the average Joes. The big two being Walmart and McDonald's. Now, that's where most of us work, believe it or not. It's those two top companies. But anyway, getting more detailed than what I meant to be. If you're interested in the article and if you're brave enough to wade through all of that, and I know what it's asking to have people sit down to a strange piece of text and read really 15 pages worth, I think is where it's at right now, and I just had to be done with it. I've edited it now for a year and a half or so. I've added parts in, taken parts out. It needs to be done so I can move on. But for those of you brave enough, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. There's nothing more than a writer could possibly ask for than for his work to be seen, and you don't even need to agree with it. You don't need to like it. You don't need to do anything with it. You don't need to tell your folks about it. You don't need to repost it. You don't need to know. For just to read it, to have it acknowledged, is all I'm looking for. And I thank you for it in advance. The future of this channel, as soon as I learn how to fucking do things, it's all different. I don't recognize anyone anymore. I don't know where my inbox is. I don't know. I think there's there's something new brewing inside of me. I feel old. I do. I stress a lot about the world, and that sounds really stupid, but it's true. I mean, I see it on my face. I'm losing my hair. I stress about the world. I stress because I see it. It's clear to me, and I can articulate it. And everyone has gifts, and I'm discovering my own, and I want to be able to give that to people, because I think I see it well enough that I can explain it in terms that most people will be able to grasp, and that's really what the attempt of this article is. I don't think I was completely successful. I think it's still too long. I was trying to cut it down even shorter. But that being said, it's meant for the average person to read. It's not an eggheady article. Anyone should be able to pick it up and at least get the gist of what I'm saying. But when you think about things like this, and you blow the top off of them, and you really get into the nuts and bolts of ideas out there. And in my case, I was a big proponent of the free market for a long time. I was a Ron Paul guy, and I suppose I still am for all intents and purposes, but it really is kind of a means to an end now. It's not the end itself. And you find out that it's so wrong. It's so insanely wrong. It's very disheartening. But my attitude towards this, if I'm going to continue, is to be optimistic and humanistic, really. I mean, the world without money, what separates me from Fresco, not only with, of course, all his success with his work and the total respect I have for him, he has a very, clear way. He has a very definite idea about what people should value. If you watch his stuff enough, you read enough of his literature, he actually has this sort of subliminal rhetoric running through his stuff that he says, this is what you should believe, this is what you should believe. I don't give a damn if you believe in God. I don't believe in, I don't care if you believe in objective morality. I don't think any of that should really matter. Especially stuff like God, where it's just removed from the world, it seems. It's just, but that's it's another can of worms. I don't care to get into that. The point being that a better society is not going to ask you to be different. It's going to ask you to be more like you've been all this time, and just give you more ability to actualize. And that's kind of a Maslowian kind of a thing, and that's really the strain that this is in. And in spite of and maybe you can see it in me, as sort of a weathered presentation, as I think this is going to come off to be. I'm hopeful, and I am optimistic. hopeful, okay, more hopeful than optimistic, that something will come about. And I'll stop rambling. I'm sort of out of practice on all these. I was pretty good at it before, and now I guess I've always kind of rambled. But for all of those of you who have been from the beginning, I miss you dearly, and think of you often. And thank you so much for checking me out one more time here. And thank you in advance for reading the article and letting me know what you think about it. To the rest of you, it is a new generation here on YouTube. My God, I will find my place somewhere amongst all you youngins. I see a few familiar faces, but not many. And honestly, that's all right, because ultimately it's about the community moving forward, and there's a lot of fresh people here, and I am excited about that. We'll see where it goes. I'll be a little bit more active in the community as I was before. I tried to isolate myself from the community and did my own thing, but I'll have some time here. Actually, my work schedule's changing a little bit for this next month, where I should be getting off around 3:30-ish in the afternoon, which will give me time to hopefully not only get a gym membership, but to engage some of you people in some meaningful discussion. So, how do you end these? Peace.